the last Doom token. Yeah, I'm about ready to be hatched now.
Oh, I think it's going to be a Togepi.
Not sure. Maybe a demon Togepi?
Probably that one asshole Togepi from that one episode.
Yeah.
Hey, Shadow. Oh my god, it's a demon! As a man of science, this is crazy!
Shadow will never serve you. He's nothing like you.
Pick your battles, Maria. Let Shadow handle it.
But the blood of the Black Arms flows in his veins. He's a warrior, a destroyer.
And he's gonna destroy you.
The warrior that will destroy you.
Sorry, Rich, but Shadow delivered it better.
Uh-oh, look out, he's going to give a cartoon review!
I have learned from our last encounter.
That's the ultimate power of Black Doom, he can cancel your favourite show.
Also, it's his fault that all those shows only last a single season on Netflix. God damn it, Black Doom, you're a monster!
Ooh, classic SA2 music sting.
What do you think he means he learned from our last encounter?
I surmise you defeated him at some point in the future.
Well, technically it would be Shadow's past at this point. Oh, my head.
Don't think too hard about it, it's okay.
To accelerate his plans for revenge.
He's right. No more mistakes. This time, I will crush every last one of them.
Full Angie.
Shadow, no!
Don't be Angie.
It breaks my heart to see you so full of anger.
I like what they're going for here, but this is another part where I kind of wish this game was longer and they could do more with this. I feel like Shadow having a kind of Kratos arc is very fitting for his character. So I am glad that they did manage to get him having this time with Maria at the very least.
Be happy.
I mean, I think ultimately what probably would have
In your heart.
helped it if we're going on the basis of they had this amount of time to tell this story is just to give more cutscenes earlier on with Maria and Gerald.
No, I agree.
So that we could have maybe had Chaos Island as Shadow going, I'm full rage monster, want to destroy everything. And then after that he then gets sort of rescued by Maria.
Yeah, I would have introduced her maybe after Rail Canyon, which is what happens, but you don't interact with her until after Sunset Heights, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of the just sort of vaguely seeing her from the distance, and they maybe did do a bit too much of the, like, is this real, is this an illusion, whatever sort of thing.
Yeah. They still have to keep it to generation sort of storytelling.
They do.
So, hanging out with Maria and the Professor again, huh? Well, you worked so hard to put your past behind you, and now here it is staring you in the face. Cherish this time with him, but don't forget, you've moved on. You aren't the Shadow they knew from 50 years ago. So just a thought, but we're in a kind of hub between time periods, right? Do you think it would be safe if I grabbed a few treasures while we're here?
Always thinking business.
You know, before high-tech security gets invented. Then again, if I take them from the past, they won't exist to become valuable relics. Never mind. I love that animation.
That is a good Rouge animation.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Omega seem happy to hear from me? Wait, were you two actually worried for my self-being? Oh, you boys are too sweet.
Bless.
The more you deny it, the more I believe it, huh? Yeah, whatever. Haha.
Rouge works with their dynamic because she can see right through them, can't she?
Oh yes.
Check in with everyone before we get our final power.
It's fair enough, because it's gonna go a little bit crazy.
Black Arms weaponry is organic in origin. This means they grow their firearms. Shadow, you are part Black Arms. Therefore, I surmise you should be able to turn your hand into a gun.
Observation.
Shadow, why have you never done this? That would be so bloody cool.
The Eclipse Cannon is one of the mightiest weapons in history. He researched the ultimate life form to cure all disease and preserve life. Data incompatible. Inquiry. What kind of man was he? A very complicated one, Omega.
Yeah.
Black Doom is the central figure of the Black Arms, an entire alien race devoted to destruction and conquest. Do not look at me like that. I admire their power, not them. I must prove I am more powerful by destroying them.
But if I could maybe grow a few more arms like they did with guns in them, maybe be like a Machamp with guns, that'd be cool.
You hear that, Game Freak? We got a new Mega Form on our hands here.
Just saying, when they finally do the Legends game based in Galar, they can bring in Pokemon Gun like they did with Pokemon Z.
No, it'll be Pokemon Knife, get it right.
Pokemon passed out on the floor outside the pub, got it.
Jesus, Pokemon Munted.
No, it'd be Pokemon Armor.
Say you've seen regions you're not familiar with. I would speculate that you've experienced places in the future. Time has very little meaning here. It is reasonable you glimpse tomorrow as much as yesterday. That explains why Chaos Island is here.
Yeah.
You say you encountered the foe you don't remember. The damage done to the time stream may be stirring up echoes of past alterations. Oh, I've studied time manipulation, but I am no expert on it. All I can offer are my educated guesses. I'm assuming that's where he got Chaos Control from.
Probably.
It seems my theory was correct and time can heal itself to a degree. So long as the pivotal moments in history are restored, the rest will find equilibrium. Do what you must to stop Black Doom. Whatever ripples you create will be nothing in comparison to the evil he would bring.
No!
Shadow, I don't want you to listen to Black Doom. You may share his DNA, but he is not your true family. Your real family loves you and wants you to be safe and happy. That's us, Shadow, me and Grandfather. Please remember that. Since time has been different for you, do you remember our teacher? She was very strict, but I loved learning new things from her. She liked my biology report on Chow very much. You really ought to catch up on your homework, you know. I don't think you've ever turned in an assignment.
That just reminds me of that really cute art of Shadow and Maria in class together.
Yeah, the food on the Ark is okay, but I really missed the cooking on Earth. Before I got sick, I went with my family to Spagonia. I remember Spagonia. The food there was amazing. Have you found a favourite food? All I've ever seen you have is coffee.
That's perfect foreshadow, though.
I am constantly buzzed. Rouge Omega, let's go get this bread. I surmise that Shadow would like a nice pain au chocolat. There is darkness hidden within the crust.
Something calls to me.
Nipple scan taking last Doom token. Here comes the goo! You love it. You've been waiting for it.
Come on.
Listen to Black Sabbath once.
God, he's so fucking cool.
Enjoy them while they're here, mate.
Oh, I will.
Imagine if it was just one wing.
Shadow with the wings is like peak mid-2000s album art, and it's like the perfect aesthetic for this kind of thing.
What if it was red? Really, Black Doom? No, seriously, this will surprise you, Shadow. Yes, I cannot tell what's coming, Black Doom.
No, it's a mystery.
Please jump into my nightmare egg. Here, I have friends for you.
And you will once again experience Tubular Street.
Oh, it's so radical, guys. Like, God.
Well, tell you what, Richie. You take the low way, I'll take the high way.
Unleash the power.
Yeah, there we go. Now we've got it as long as we have rings.
Yeah, I have to say, it's so fun. I love it.
Shadow, you seem cooler since we met like 5 seconds ago. Man, they covered that up in the trailer.
You cannot deny me, Shadow. You are finally complete.
I mean, I was going to give you a crown of thorns, but that might have gone a little bit overboard.
Mind, body, and soul, and become the perfect being.
Something, something, Master King.
It's time.
Even the way they animate is cool. Like, they've really gone all out with this. I love it.
Shadow, but I'm proud of how you have walked it. I believe in you, son.
Oh, thank you, Gerald.
That did actually get me a bit the first time.
It's all right, Maria. I'm letting go of that destructive anger.
Yeah, that wasn't a feral scream, that was a I'm getting rid of the anger scream. Don't touch the time floor, you have no idea where it's been.
But just in general, I like the way that it's handling it. If it's not getting rid of his anger entirely, it's getting rid of the destructive side of it and using it where it needs to be used.
And also, it's that whole thing of channeling things correctly and actually dealing with emotions. He can still be a grumpy arsehole if he wants to be, but it doesn't mean that he can't, you know, actually continue to do the right thing and actually feel that he's doing the right thing rather than, you know, just being like, oh, I hate everybody.
Like, he's still being in control of the situation in it, which is the important part with that kind of thing.
Nothing can stop me from reaching that high now.
Let's go, baby, final level time.
I remember thinking, like, early on, if they're ever going to do stuff with Shadow, that, like, final Super Shadow sequence from Shadow the Hedgehog was so cool that it would be hard to kind of top that. But, like, the fact that they haven't used Super Shadow at all here, and they've just gave him this new form that's, like, just sort of gels in with the rest of the game so much more organically. I couldn't be happier with this as, like, his final unlock.
Oh, agreed.
I've never heard you so happy, Flame, Jesus.
Is Shadow doing things that Shadow does really well? It's like, I couldn't ask for more from a game, really.
Oh, bless you.
Like, it really does feel like this is a game that's made exactly how I would want it to be, and also it feels like it's making up for the years and years of not using Shadow. It's like,
Agreed.
we've had so long of Shadow just being like, he shows up to make his token appearance and that's it, and like, no, now they know we like Shadow, they know why we like Shadow.
Yeah!
We get to play through Radical Highway once more.
Here we are, baby. I would have liked a Shadow the Hedgehog level in here, like Digital Circuit or, you know, Lava Shelter, but this is the final level. I think works perfectly.
Oh yeah, and I think it's nice that actually, you know, rather than Generations' final level be, you know, just what happened to be the most recent level at that time in the franchise, it's nice that they actually went, what makes the most sense to be a final level for Shadow?
Because, like, if they'd used Chaos Island as, like, the final one, and maybe they just adapted it with, like, some of the Black Doom fuckery that we're seeing here, like, that could have worked and that could have been cool as well. But I think, given that Radical Highway is, like, the Shadow level, really, and it's like, when you think of SA2, this was the first level you ran through as Shadow, it kind of makes the alterations going on here have that much more impact overall.
Oh, without a doubt.
You will notice that, like, obviously having the Doom Wing here, we can just fly over a lot of this, but there's, like, separate routes. There's routes designed for if you want to play it like a typical level, and there's separate routes through the air that have, like, boost strings and that they're intending for you to fly through. You have options on how you want to play it. You can just do, like, the spectacle thing here if you want, but also if you want to come back here and, you know, just race through Radical Highway as Radical Highway, you can do that too.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the whole thing of the fact that you can play pretty much all of these levels with the Doomwing and without the Doomwing. So you have all sorts of options available to you, and they do, I believe, score it differently depending on whether you do or do not have the Doomwing, which is really cool and just gives you sort of, more flexibility and more fun to be had.
Flexibility in the scoring, the fact that it's got the separate ones, that's something that they seem to have become a lot more conscious of, knowing that people are going to want to compare times and that with the leaderboards and whatnot. It's similar to what they did in Frontiers, where it would have a separate score. Like, it would have an indicator on the score screen if you had used the spin dash versus if you hadn't. Also, I think there were indicators like if you'd been tinkering around with the physics changes, which that's still kind of wild to me, the fact that that game did let you tinker with the physics the way it did. It's like, that's the sort of thing that not many games let you do things like that. A lot of the time it is just one and done, and I know why, because that's kind of a hard thing to balance. There's always going to be one setting that could completely break everything. But still, like, as a post-game thing for that to have come out, like, that's neat, and it makes me wonder if they're gonna do that with more Sonic games next time we have, like, a big Sonic release like Frontiers was.
To be honest, I think they might do.
Even if it's the sort of thing that doesn't come out until later down the line, like it was for Frontiers, like, just that bit of flexibility is nice to have.
Yeah.
Now, don't you wish you could do this in SA2 in that one section where it's got, like, the wind blowing you up?
For sure. We're all good, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're going this route, the more familiar route. Was that sound effect just then the one from Forces when Infinite was fucking around with the levels? Because it did sound familiar.
There's a possibility.
I think it's close, but no cigar.
Because, like, they are borrowing from some stock assets. Like, I'm pretty sure when you do, like, go into the green sections, like the green chain sections with the Chaos Control, I'm pretty sure that's the same sound effect from Mad Matrix when you're on the preset paths in that level. So it wouldn't surprise me if they've just lifted it.
Needed a bit more of the aerial routes in there, but first time, no deaths. It took me an hour to do that the initial time. Alright, final level, multiple retakes, many OCD breakdowns. Please just let me get a good run this time.
But we got to appreciate the really pretty reflections on the road at that opening section there, because, like, it's not the fanciest reflection tech they got going on here, but when you've got this rainy environment, it just makes this look so much more... Like, it just leaves a lot more impact, I feel, than, like, the more simple effects you add in base Sonic generations.
I do apologise to my co-cons for the retakes. We haven't had an episode like this all playthrough, to be fair.
It is the hard final level, and I will say that on the whole, like, while it can be kind of annoying to record for LPs and stuff, I do like having genuinely difficult Sonic levels.
Yeah.
It's something that I really appreciated that in the Final Horizon as well, even if a lot of people didn't. Like, I feel like, you know, when you get to the tail end of a game, and for the kind of game that Sonic is, especially modern Sonic, where there's a lot of replayability and a lot of, like, you're going to be replaying for better scores anyway, I feel like the difficulty does encourage you to get a feel for the parts of the levels that you might have just, like, stuck to the simple routes for the first time.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like this game struck a balance because its mechanics are solid as well, because there are other hard Sonic final levels that I would say are a little bit shitty. Looking at you, the Doom or whatever it's called in Shadow the Hedgehog.
Well, the final level from Shadow the Hedgehog was annoying because it had a lot of stop and start. Like, there were sections where you would need to use the Chaos Control, which would mean you would spend a lot of time just sort of grinding Chaos Control energy, and it was just a bit... it just really outstayed its welcome. Whereas here, like, yeah, there's some genuinely difficult parts here, but they're unique, genuinely difficult parts. So it's not like you're just doing the same shit over and over.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that there's two of him, but you know.
Well, they came in bulk, so.
Black Doom got him on bog off, it's okay.
Right, this is the hardest part in the level for me.
Yeah, because it's not immediately clear what's going to happen, and you've got the funky gravity shit going on at the same time.
There we go.
The homing attack really does help.
It really does.
Alright, we good? We good.
This is the other annoying part, because trying to time the jumps onto these moving platforms, the spinning platforms, is much easier said than done.
If you have Doomwing, great. If you don't, that just phased through me. Oh, it's because I've got Doomwing enabled.
It's odd that it didn't have like a pushing you back animation though.
To be honest, at this point, I will take it.
I'm just that fearless. Also, Richie, don't appreciate Toad. Alright, let's go.
Spring. Thank God for automation in a Sonic game. I didn't think I'd be saying that.
And then we fly across here.
Yes, and make sure you pick up your rings.
Any assistance the level design gives you is very much appreciated, because it does sort of give you that second to like regain your bearings. Nicely done.
Thank you, thank you. Got there eventually. You're not even going to give me S rank, are you? You motherfucker. It's fine. Got there in the end. Thank you again to my co-coms for your patience. Final boss time, let's go.
We know what we're here for. We want the cool shit.
I like how they don't even bother going like question mark, question mark, question mark. You know what's coming up.
Yeah.
The time has come, Shadow.
Let us be edge boys together.
Time to sever this bond between us forever.
I hate to say it, but the internet has ruined what you just said, Tom.
I know. No sooner were the words out of my mouth than I regretted it.
It's like, with things like that, I'll usually like to give you a couple of seconds to correct yourself if you want to, and when you don't, it's like, okay, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's the same character design pretty much from Shadow, but the boss does play out much differently, and thank God.
Yo, he's got the lasers, but I've got the wings.
We get like the more agile approach, which is absolute peak.
Do we use all the Doom powers in this finale? I think we do.
I think we do, yes.
We definitely do a lot of different things to get to him, yeah. So this first phase here, it's kind of a repeat of Metal Overlord's opening section, but there's also a lot more things that you don't want to get twatted by. Can't just aimlessly sort of surf left and right like you did in Metal Overlord. You actually have to make sure you're dodging the lasers here.
What are you trying to say, Flame?
What I'm saying is it also has a similar thing to Metal Overlord, where if you get the first phase down perfectly here, you can skip a phase as well.
Yo, they pinballing.
They are indeed.
I'm okay, don't worry about it.
I think if you land this one here, you might actually do it. No, it didn't quite trigger. Like, one more hit would have let you skip it.
Oh, it is Metal Overlord. Ah! Well, whatever, we get to see more of the level now. That's fine, I guess. Alright, now we got Doom Morph. This was a bitch to do without dying.
Yeah, this is difficult.
By this point, I'd got the hang of the Doom Morph from like retakes in Chaos Island, But yeah, there's a route you can take for each phase of it, and if you deviate from that route, that's when you usually start having trouble.
Oh god!
Not his breath, Christ!
Not the big laser. Alright, now we jump from side to side on these.
You do have to make some ballsy jumps that look like you wouldn't make it, so that's something to just be a bit more ballsy with than you otherwise would.
And don't worry, it checkpoints after each combo.
Yay!
I tried to go combo, it just came out as combo.
The legally distinct catchphrase.
Just stay here for a second, wait for it to come back.
Yeah, because there is literally no way that you're going to make it over that jump otherwise.
I've got to correct you, Rich, you can make it by a few frames. My obsessive-compulsive tendencies kicked in and made it so I had to do that when I played.
Yeah, first time, baby!
Woohoo!
As you can tell by the music kicking in here, this is not the end.
No, sir, it is just the beginning. He got his nails did. He's got his mascara on. It is Neo Devil Doom.
Fuck yeah!
Oh, I've missed final boss music like this in a Sonic game.
This is actually the first time we've had a Crush 40 final boss theme since Devil Doom.
Really?
It's been a while, yeah.
Well, yeah, that would track because Solaris Phase 2 was just an instrumental.
Yeah, ever since then they've tried to do the more dramatic ones, and I was fine with that as well, because like the Solaris version of his world is fantastic. But, you know, I love me some Crush 40.
Oh yeah.
Like, the closest we had, really, in the time since that is the final boss of Black Knight, where they had the song that Jun Snowy did with Marty Friedman from Megadeth and the two singers from All Ends.
Yeah.
Yes, with me.
But to be fair, Black Knight did also have a Crush 40 song as, like, the credits theme, so, and Live Life is, like, one of my favourite songs of all time, so...
Oh, it's incredible.
It wasn't like it was being deprived of anything there. And it's better than Secret Rings.
You are lucky I'm concentrating right now, motherfucker.
I will say, for the most part, for this game, when I replayed it a second time, I did turn off the little controller prompts. But for this boss, I think it's just because of the problems with my eyes. I find it quite hard to read the, like, red flashes and the, like, mauve sort of things you meant to bounce back to him. So, just for the sake of accessibility, I did have to turn them back on here, which is kind of a shame, because, like, I've always found them prompts a little bit garish, but, you know, there's at least an option.
No, it's not over.
Oh, this is so peak awesomeness.
This is literally your fucking, like, Jotaro versus Dio. I can move in stop time, innit?
Clowning on my dad in the stop time. Ah, I'm mashing! Right a kick!
Down he goes.
What a fun game. Don't worry, he is dead. This is just the preamble.
Yeah, I have to say, I did have a moment going, oh god, we're not going to have a third phase, are we?
Did I dream that third phase? Like where they just sit down and have coffee?
I don't know why this happens in quite a few Sonic cutscenes, but the aspect ratio on Shadow went a bit fucky there.
We are one and the same.
This is the destiny I choose.
This is who I am.
Big spear, multiple big spears.
Now, to end this.
If you were worried we didn't get enough spear representation in the boss, like, he does still get it in the cutscene at least.
I was getting a little bit worried that we wouldn't have enough spear representation.
Well, I mean, given we did cool shit with all the other Doom powers.
I think the only one that wasn't represented, and I guess you could count this as Doom Attack or whatever the hell it was called. Fuck yes. Yeah, all Doom powers were represented. Me after a big meal. Hell yeah. A little bit faster? Yeah, just a little bit faster.
Yeah, 15 seconds there.
Hey, straight A's across the board for the final thing. May have lost a little bit of my mind there, but it's okay. We all love each other here.
Mm-hmm.
Not Radical Highway!
Oh no! It's disappearing! It's over! Oh.
Not my wings! Oh, it's okay. I'll get, like, tails to make me some.
Once you go back into the White World, Radical Highway is accessible again. You can kill the man, but not the idea.
What a statement.
Sonic is getting ready to confront the monster that trapped us here. If I'm going to switch the emeralds without him noticing, we have to do it now.
This is, like, an interesting plot point, but also really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things.
No, it really doesn't, but it's just like, sure, we want the continuity between the two games, let's go with it.
The Lore Master has decreed it.
Well, they needed a way for Shadow to lose the fight with Sonic without it knocking Sonic's story out of whack, so, like, it worked for that.
Although, to be fair, he didn't really do anything with the Emerald, although is that why he can do the Chaos Control throughout the game?
Yeah, he needs it for Chaos Control. And Sonic needs it for the Time Eater.
I didn't even put that together. I thought it was because the Doom Wings had, like, fully taken control.
Professor.
I'm an idiot. Anyway, these two are disappearing. Back to their doomed future, which is our past.
Without Black Doom's influence, the time anomaly is beginning to heal.
I noticed that Radical Highway was the first to go.
Point in time.
And by the way, it's because of Shadow's vengeance for humanity first occurring in Radical Highway. That's why Black Doom keeps trying to tempt Shadow.
I don't want to be frozen in one place in time. Besides, your friends need your help.
But you don't know what's going to happen.
I know I'll see you again. And if fate draws us apart, I will always be in your heart.
I like the fact that they've got this moral conflict ongoing about whether it's right to change the past or like to get a different outcome or not, but I also like that it doesn't linger on it. You don't get a fucking episode I guess still, because fuck that.
There are many things in my past that I would change if I had the opportunity to, but I wouldn't end up meeting all the peeps at HFC, so... And I couldn't live without you all.
Things you do wrong are also learning experiences, aren't they? So it's like silver lining either way. But god, that just the way they're wrapping that up is actually beautiful. Like, not even just by Sonic standards, that's just a really nice outro.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit abrupt of an ending here in this credit sequence. That kind of seems a little bit cheap, but I can forgive it because the rest of the game, from level design to music remixes to what little story was there, was all great. The only thing I would have added is a couple more levels, and that's it really. I maybe would have changed Chaos Island for, like, I don't know, Sky Troops or something from Shadow.
Maybe, like I said, I like Chaos Island in this game. I like how it came out, but like if we were going to like add in extra levels, then yeah, Sky Troops would have been a good Shadow pick. That's the thing that sums up how great both Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations are, in that when you finish the game, once you've finished playing through what's here, your immediate reaction isn't like, you know, oh, there was this that wasn't quite how I wanted it or whatever. It's, this is what else I want from this. I want more of this right now.
Yeah.
And like, you know, DLC would be nice, Sega. I know we've got the one film tie-in thing, but you know, if you want to get another year's worth of mileage, there's plenty more Shadow levels. I know you're not going to, but if you want to make me happy, come on, do better than you did last time.
You're getting increasingly desperate there, Flame.
I know I'm asking for a lot. I have had them reading my personal wish list for this game, and they've delivered on it so much. I'm just really happy about Sonic right now. I'm really happy about Shadow. I like where this franchise has been going lately.
Yeah, the past few years have been pretty good. Even if you're not a fan of the films, you can at least, you know, admit that they've been good for both public perception and just giving the franchise a shot in the arm that it's needed.
Oh yeah, and also the other thing to sort of note with that is that it has just given so much more sort of goodwill boost, because whether you sort of, you know, enjoy the films or not, they have been generally very well received, and they have done very well at the box office. So it's like, come on, the franchise is doing phenomenally well at this moment in time.
Like, I'm trying to think of anything that falls below a 7, and I really can't.
I wasn't a fan of Superstars. I don't like Superstars, but also that was like a thing off to the side along, like, at the same time we had the fucking fantastic Final Horizon DLC in Frontiers. So it's like, even just a little blip. We're long past the days of, you know, getting release after release after release. There's something wrong with it.
And it does feel like Sonic Team have finally gone, actually, let's sit down, let's figure out what we want to do, let's iterate, let's improve, take what we know people like and do it sort of properly, but also actually let's just make the game that we want to make, rather than constantly aiming to try and please all the fans, because, you know, you will never please all Sonic fans, because that's just a complete paradox.
Yeah, the fan base is too big, there's too many, like, factions. And to be honest, if the worst you're getting from these people is, oh, I think the Ian Flynn rewrites are cringe, you're doing your job. You know.
I still wish that people wouldn't blame Ian Flynn for things that are obviously not his fault. Like, you know, the whole thing about Amy Rose losing her character, that's been a thing since fucking Boom, come on. Like, you know. But still, the Shadow Generation side of this release is way better than I could have ever imagined it would be, because it's it's new content added onto a port. When we were singing our praise about this, we're singing our praise as though it's like a new release on the level of Sonic Generations was back in 2011.
Yeah.
But like, no, this is just an extra thing, and it's fucking fantastic. So, what their next high-profile game's gonna be like, if they've learnt all the right lessons from both Frontiers and this game, like, yeah, this could be fantastic.
I'm trying to recall what the director said he wants to do for the next 3D game. The term adventure style is coming into my mind, and maybe he wants to make the boost more situational, stuff like that.
I think if they're gonna do something with like Frontier's structure, where there's like an overworld that's where you spend a lot of the time, then I think having more adventure-style platforming would work better in that environment than trying to shoehorn in boost like they did with Cyberspace.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't even overly dislike Cyberspace. I just feel like too much of the boost gameplay had to be compromised to make it fit. Whereas adventure, like, you could make adventure-style levels with Frontier's overworld control and it wouldn't be a problem.
No. Yeah, Chaos Island. Obviously put in the game because they had the assets to make it, but I'm gonna be honest, in terms of like technical stuff, this is one of the more fun levels in the game.
My impressions of Chaos Island being terrible in Frontiers were because of the level layout. This game made me appreciate how cool the level aesthetic is. It's like this. I'm gonna do the thing. Tom, get ready to sigh.
Okay.
Having the cool, like even just in the screenshot here, having the contrast between the cool colours up above, like as you go up the mountain, and the warm colours of the lava. Doing that could have been an actual design disaster, but it complements it well because it's never like too committed to one or the other. And it just ends up with this really nice atmosphere to it. Okay, colour theory over. Go back to actual commentary now.
Like, I get it. You gotta shill colour theory. That's where people have theories about colour theory.
I appreciate art design, and colour is a big part of it, okay?
Oh, of course.
No, I agree, Flame. I agree. I'm just ribbing you, mate. Why don't we wrap up here? Rich, Shadow Generations.
Honestly, absolutely fantastic, and my favourite Sonic game in a very, very long time. Probably since Unleashed, I would say, and Unleashed was sort of my go-to Sonic game, so, I mean, that is high praise from me.
What about you, Flame?
I obviously have a preference towards Shadow stuff in general, so that probably is influencing me a little bit, but if I'm just were to rank this, I would say this is probably, well, not even probably, I would say this is the best 3D Sonic we've had since SA2.
Really?
I absolutely adore this, and like I said, the only real criticism I have is I wish there was more of it, and like I wish the story had a bit more time to breathe, but in terms of the impression it's left on me, it's just, I love it. It's great.
Oh my god, are you gonna cry?
I almost did the first time I beat this game, honestly.
I get it, yeah.
Like, the outro, it just, like I was saying, the way they wrapped up this moral conundrum that Shadow had, and they showed a bit of emotion from a character who has only really been seen showing actual upset emotions once before in SA2. It's pretty heavy.
I've been Tom64.
I've been the Flameclaw.
And I've been Richie.
Thanks for watching our playthrough of Shadow Generations. See you in the post-game for Gerald's Journal.